lot of layers in this one. There's like 10 things going on at any given moment. The most beautiful old-fashioned orchestra mixed with like the dirtiest hip-hop beats. This drum pattern was really inspiring to us. And we wanted our drums to interact in the same way. I wanna be next to forever. It's made up of this big 1940s choir ending to the song. Original voice memo. Your eyes are open.
Instead of using plugins and trying to emulate something old, we have this Pac Bell telephone.
It was an interesting challenge. We wanted it to sound old-fashioned, but in 1940s, the frequency spectrum had no high end and no low end, so everything was just, your eyes are open. How do we take this huge hip-hop beat and then make the finale sound even bigger? Oh, there's a lot in here. Super dusty kick, super distorted hi-hat. There was this interesting moment in like 2010 when all of these hip-hop songs were coming out that were like trap beats, big inspirational horns. So the production on the verse is pretty simple. A lot of you that are writing to us are asking how we made this kind of old-fashioned 1930s close harmony choir. I'm gonna kind of keep that a secret because it's a big sound of the next album. This bridge section is probably my favorite part of the song. This synth, this bell, these spoons. And then I remember the night we were working on the da-da-da-da-da-da-da, we texted our trumpet player JJ. 20 minutes later, he sent back this. For Birthday Party, we wanted this to be the song equivalent of a movie. Like it starts with a shot of a kid being born in a hospital. What the hell is going on? Thank you for coming to my birthday party. We started with this clarinet sound. For a poppier melody, I would have done something like... But we wanted it to be more sly and wonky like this. Half steps. A lot of these drums are from Splice, and then I kind of manipulate them. Every time you hear a repeating kick or snare, it's actually a different drum than you heard before. So it makes you feel like it's this rolling, dreamy world.
So we were in film class and we came across this scene from Eraserhead. As soon as we saw it, we knew we had to sample it. This is actually Ezra, our lighting guy, singing this. He recorded it and we auto-tuned it to give it sort of this like low-register Kid Cudi vibe.
There's this saying that we hear among songwriters a lot, that a good song is 90% something you know, 10% something new. And that's always felt kind of uninspired to us. We really thought, let's do 20% something familiar and 80% something you've never heard before. When we're making orchestras, it's really important that it doesn't sound like, oh, this orchestra was made in a computer. So first we have these strings, singular trumpets that are more out of tune. So all of that is the 80% of music that we're not really accustomed to now in 2020. But then we needed to add this kind of 20% that we're all more used to. For the snare drum, we used what I think we're starting to think of as the signature AJR snare. Halfway between a wood block and a rim click. And this. So all the drums together with the 808. And then once you add this hi-hat, it really doesn't sound that different from a, standard trap song. But then once you bring in the orchestra, 4 years ago, the guy who does the voice for the New York City subway system,
stand clear of the closing doors, please,
happens to be a fan of us. So we decided to reach back out to him, record Here We Go and Metronome for our weird new song.
Here we go.
Yeah, we wanted to make a song where the verse was really quiet and personal and hooks you right in, and then when the chorus comes, it just hits into this huge explosion.
We discovered the correct vocal chain for you. We compressed it really hard, then we upped the high end a lot, and you singing really quietly in a quiet room just suddenly felt so intimate. So with a lot of AJR songs, we want kind of a main instrument. With Sober Up, it was the cello. With Burn the House Down, it's that wobbly trumpet. And with this, it ended up being piano. And we do what we've now also considered to be a signature sound, which is pitch bending an instrument that you wouldn't expect to pitch bend. And then when you put all of those elements together, it sounds like this.
Oh.
So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song, everybody come hang. feel like I'm gonna puke, cause my taxes.
Here, that's kind of like an anti-trap beat. You know, it's just like more expensive sounds. So a big part of Neo Theater, our new album, was this old-fashioned orchestral sound. But for Don't Throw Out My Legos, we wanted to do something different. We wanted it to sound like we were sampling our own sample. I think it would have been really obvious to have kind of a trap drum set, but then it would have sounded too much like a SoundCloud remix or something. The opposite of a trap snare, where a trap snare is really metallic, I wanted something that felt wooden. We have these voices.
Oh no.
And it was Jack's idea, basically have the low voice, the oh no, as the lead, but then use the reverb from a high voice.
Oh no.
And then this ending was a moment where we wanted it to feel like every instrument in at once. All together, it sounded like this.